how we perceive children. Are children mere mechanical beings or living organisms? Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about the book of this week titled Accompanying Children in Lifelong Growth. So, I've talked about roughly 10 to 20 parenting books. After going through all these parenting books, I realized the core issue lies in how we perceive children. Are children mere mechanical beings or living organisms? That's a completely different starting point. There's a kind of knowledge in this world called simple science, and there's another kind called complex science. Simple science says that everything can be broken down into many steps, many parts, with clear causal relationships between each step and part, traceable. Anything meeting this condition is called simple science. For example, when we want to build a car or a rocket. Yeah, a rocket sounds super complex, but sorry, it's still a simple system because every module, every component, every software in it has clear causal relationships, traceable. However, there's another kind of knowledge called complex science. It's chaotic with unclear causal relationships. It can't be sliced into parts, then each part done well and pieced together to form a perfect result. For instance, weather, the entire economic market, computer networks, or our own growth and life. So in the process of a child's growth from infancy to adulthood, is he more like a simple mechanical being or more like a complex living organism? I believe you all can make a judgment. To put it in an analogy, do you think your child is more like a car or more like a garden? If we want to build a car, then the means we need to use must be very clear, complex, and step by step. Please note, this can be confusing. Simple systems need complex means to build. Complex systems need simple rules to drive. That's what I find most mysterious and interesting. It's what Laozi said, do without doing. What does that mean? The Tao gives birth to one, one gives birth to two, two gives birth to three, and three gives birth to all things. This complex universe is constantly iterated from those earliest 3 lines of code until today. So, if we treat children like machines, similar to how we handle cars, our methods would become extremely complex, akin to the Toyota production model, where every step involves tightening a screw. If a child is viewed as a machine, then their education is broken down into modules: Chinese, math, English, and jump rope. If their Chinese is weak, we sign them up for more Chinese courses. If their math is weak, we sign them up for more math courses. If their English is weak, we sign them up for more English courses. And in the evening, we accompany them downstairs to practice jump rope. In the end, you might find that the child is proficient in Chinese, math, English, and even jump rope. However, this child doesn't enjoy learning at all. They feel miserable, forcefully squeezed into a box and pushed into university. After graduating from university, they may feel aimless and disillusioned, finding no enthusiasm in anything they do. Why? Because we insist on turning such a lively person into an exam-savvy machine. That's us using the wrong means, using a simple system approach on a living child. Looking at it the other way around, fostering the development of a garden doesn't require you to exert yourself like an automotive engineer. You just need sunlight, rain, water, sit there, have a cup of coffee, and appreciate it. It has its own vitality, it will grow. It might eventually grow into a forest, maybe different from what you imagined, but it will have its own destiny, its own vitality. That's the characteristic of a constantly evolving complex system. All complex systems are driven by simple rules. Like we've talked about ants many times, we've talked about sardines many times. Sardines swim in the sea. The first one follows closely behind the leader. The second one maintains an equidistant position with the ones on both sides. The third one maintains an equidistant position front and back. Just these 3 rules. Input these 3 rules into a sardine's mind, written in their genes, then in the sea. Sardines form a mesmerizing shoal. You might say these fish have no intelligence. How can they swim so beautifully without anyone lagging behind? Then, when a shark comes to attack them, they automatically move aside, avoiding the attack perfectly. How? Later, Computer experts discovered during the simulation that by inputting these 3 instructions into the small arrows and pushing the first arrow, the entire school of sardines would move. This is what we call the iterative progress of complex systems, which is driven by simple rules.